Hello guys, good afternoon. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, the Explicit Tutorials. Now in today's video, I shall be taking you nervous system in AB 122, one of the AAB courses. Now please, as you're watching this video, endeavor to subscribe, like, share and comment, and also share it to those who are also in need of this topic, nervous system, AB 122. Let us get started. Now my name is Tutor Joseph and the name of my tutorial on YouTube is the Explicit Tutorials. Now, what is the meaning of nervous system? Nervous system is the master controlling gland. That is, it transmits chemical impulses from one part of the body to another, and it reacts to little change in the body. That is, it dictates and reacts to what changes in the body. Now, on a broad note, nervous system is divided into two. Now, I shall be taking this topic based on what you have in AB 122. I will not be exceeding it. I can only add a little, but I will not treat it that far. Okay. Now, nervous system, as we all know, is divided into two parts, which are the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Nervous system is divided into two: central nervous system and what? Peripheral nervous system. Now, the central nervous system comprises the brain, and what? Spinal cord. And the peripheral nervous system is made up of all the nerves that are outside the brain. Now, the PNS is divided into two, which are the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. All right. Now, the somatic nervous system is now divided into two: sympathetic nervous system and what? Parasympathetic nervous system. It was not treated. They only treated central nervous system and what? Peripheral nervous system. Somatic and autonomic, sympathetic and parasympathetic were not treated. Okay, they just stopped at these two parts. Now, we know the brain is one of the most specialized organ in the human body, and it is made up of three membranes that are collectively called what? Menins. The dura mater, the arachnoid matter, and what? The pia mater. These three membranes were not treated. Okay, so I will not be taking it. We have to make use of our time judiciously. Let us just leave it. Now, the basic and fundamental units of the nerve of the brain is called what? The neuron. The neuron is the fundamental unit of what? The brain. Now, based on functions, the neuron is divided into three. That is based on function. Now we have the sensory or afferent neuron. All right, we have the sensory or what? Afferent neuron. And secondly, we have the motor or efferent neuron. And thirdly, we have association or interconnected or intermediate what? Neuron. Sorry, please pardon the noise emanating from the background. Please just focus. Okay, now we have three types of neurons based on functions. We have sensory or afferent neuron, and we have motor or efferent neuron, and we have association or interconnected or intermediate what? Neuron. Now, as the name implies, sensory neuron is concerned with what? Sense organs. We have the eye, we have the nose, we have the ear, we have the tongue, and we have the skin. Now, the function of the sensory or afferent neuron is to transmit impulses from the various sense organs to the central nervous system. The sensory neuron, otherwise called what? Afferent neuron, they transmit impulses from the various sense organs to the central nervous system. Now, the other one is the motor or efferent neuron. The motor or the efferent neuron carries impulses from the central nervous system to the effector organs. What are the major two examples of effector organs? They are the muscles and glands. All right, Muscles and glands are good examples of what? Effector organs. Motor or efferent neuron carries impulses from the central nervous system to the effector organs, and these are muscles and what? Glands. Now, the association or interconnected or intermediate neuron connects sensory neuron and motor neuron together. Okay, now these are the types of neuron based on function. Now, we also have three types of neuron based on what? Structures. Okay, please, I believe all that I've said so far was comprehended. Now, we have three types of neurons based on structures. Now we have the bipolar neuron, we have the multipolar neuron, and we have the unipolar neuron. All right. Now, these are the types of neuron based on what? Structures. All right, based on structures. Don't forget. Okay, now the bipolar neuron is spindle shaped. Please, it is what? Spindle shaped. Please take note of that. Now, I'll ask you, which of these types of neuron is spindle shaped? Please, it is what? The bipolar neuron. Now, the bipolar neuron is a type of neuron that is found in the retina of the eye. You know that the retina is called the photosensitive organ of the body. Okay, so the bipolar neuron is found in the retina of the eye. Of course, it is what? Sensitive to light. Now, in the bipolar neuron, axon is connected to one end, while dendrite is connected to the other end. Now, what about the motor neuron? The motor neuron, that is where you have, okay, the multipolar neuron, that is where you have the motor, that's where you have the what? The motor neuron. All right. You know that the motor neuron is the most complex part of the three types of neurons. Okay. Now, it is made up of one axon and two dendrites. Please, the motor neuron is made up of one axon and two dendrites, different cytoplasmic what? Extensions. Now, this type of neuron is found in the reflex arc. It is found what? In the reflex arc. Now, you now have the unipolar neuron. In the unipolar neuron, that is where you now have what? The sensory neuron. The sensory what? Neuron. The sensory neuron has just one axon and what? One dendron. It is also found in the sensory neuron reflex what? Arc. Please, based on structures, we have these three types. Which of these type of neuron is found in the retina of the eye? Please, it is what? The bipolar neuron, and it's what? The spindle shaped. Now, we have treated the types of neuron based on structures and functions. So permits me to take this to the next level. Now, you know that nervous system is actually very what? Sensitive. It detects whatever happens in the environment of what? The body. Now, let us take it to the next level. Now, I told us that the basic structural and fundamental unit of the brain is called what? The neuron. It's called the neuron. Okay. Now, the neuron is surrounded, or it is externally covered by a membrane called what? Epineurium. All right. All right. The neuron is externally covered or surrounded by a membrane called what? Epineuron. Now, the epineuron penetrates the nerves and form what? Perineurium. All right, perineurium. And third membrane is called what? The endoneurium. All right, endoneurium. Please, in the epineuron, there are bundles. There are bundles of connective. There are bundles of what? Blood vessels. Blood what? Vessels. They might ask you, which of the membrane of the neuron is made up of bundles of blood vessels? Please, it is what? The epineuron. Okay. Now, the endoneuron, which is the innermost membrane of the neuron, is made up of thin layer of loose connective tissue. Please, it is worthy of note. AB department does not joke with this. They'll ask you, which of this type of tissue is found in the endoneuron? They'll confuse your destiny. They'll tell you option A, thin layer of loose connective tissue. B, thin layer of fibrous connective tissue. C, thin layer of dense connective tissue. D, thin layer of squamous connective tissue. Please, it is what? Thin layer of loose connective tissue. This is how questions usually come. Okay, now I've treated the three types of these are the three membranes that surround the neuron. I said all of the three types of neuron, the one that comprises bundles of nerve of blood vessels is what? The epineuron. And the endoneuron surrounds single neuron. It surrounds single nerve in the body. So please take note of that. Let us now proceed to the next level. Let's proceed to the next level. Now, the neuron also has the myelin sheath. All right. The neuron also has the myelin sheath. All right. The myelin sheath of a neuron acts as what? An insulator. It acts as what? An insulator. Now the neuron is covered. It is covered by a membrane called what? Neurulema. All right. Please. The myelin sheath acts as what? Insulator, and it is covered by the neurulema. Okay, please take note of this. The combination of the myelin sheath and the neurulema is collectively called what? Medullary sheath. All right, medullary sheath, which means that the medullary sheath is a collective name for both the myelin sheath and what? The neurulema. Please take note of that. And the medullary sheath has the node of what? Ravian. The node of what? Ravian. Please. Good. I just remember the synapse. Please. The synapse is, hope it's well spelled. Yeah. The synapse is the junction between two neurons that mediate information from one part of the neuron to another. I'll recap. I said the synapse is the junction that mediates information from one part of the body to another. We have the presynaptic neuron and we have the postsynaptic neuron. It was not treated, so you don't need it. So please take note of this. When the synapse is found between axon and dendrite, all right, when the synapse is found between the axon and the dendrite, such synapse is called what? Azodendritic synapse. All right, when the synapse is found between the axon and dendrite, it's called what? Azodendritic synapse. But when the synapse is found between the axon ending and the cell bodies, all right, when the synapse is now found between the axon and the cell bodies, it is called what? The azosomatic what? Synapse. So please take note of that. It is very, very important. Though in the textbook it wasn't treated, but it is good you know it. The synapse that is found between the axon and dendrite, you call it what? Azodendritic synapse. The one found between the axon and the cell body is called what? Azosomatic synapse. Please, a typical neuron has three parts. The cell bodies, all right, and two we have the axon, and three we have what? The dendrites. All right, the cell bodies is made up of cytoplasm and what? Nucleus. All right, it has cytoplasm and what? Nucleus. Now the axon conducts impulses away from the neuron. The word is what? Away. The key word there is what? Away. A is for axon and A is what? Away. So please, the axon conducts impulses away from the neuron, while the dendrite conducts impulses towards what? The neuron. Please take note of that. And again, there's what called The cell body has a cytoplasmic strand, and that strand has a granule called what? The nucleus granule. Please take note of this. So take note of this. So at this point, we'll call it a day on what? Nervous system. Nervous system in AB 122 has been treated. There is no place to bring question on that. You'll be looking at the questions bamboozle. Please take note of that. It is very important, and please endeavor to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching, and forward it to your friends. Good day. Have a wonderful day ahead of you.